5:30 right now. I think I'm gonna go in the truck. It's pretty chilly out, and see if I can't get a couple more minutes of sleep before I start work. So today's been going pretty well. I'm down on the ground floor, removing the floorboards. I tried to get it from up top and it wasn't quite working the way I wanted it to. There were just too many holes, too many rotten spots. It was a little too dangerous. I was trying to use that piece of plywood to step on the joist, but even the joists were rotted. The process that I'm using now isn't a process I've ever done before. Usually what we do is we have this 2-prong tool. It's like a crowbar with 2 prongs. We'll pull them up from the top, and it makes it really quick and easy. Like I talked about before, there's just too many holes, it's too dangerous. I'm not Indiana Jones, so I've got my step ladder and I'm popping them up with a sledgehammer. It's just taking forever and I'm stinking filthy. I'd say 99% of that hay had to go through my face in order to get to the floor. Yeah, I'd say it's going well, just slow. One thing I wanted to talk about, when I was up in the hayloft this morning, you could take it and leave it for what it is. I was just thinking at one point, whoever owned this barn before Gene moved this hay for the last time. At one point, in one season, he pulled up the hay through the hay trolley. He piled it up, mounted it up throughout the year, fed it to the cows underneath, and then never did that again. Never did that again. And it just got me thinking about all the things in life that there's gonna be a last time. There's gonna be a last time that you talk to your mom or dad. For some of you, there probably already has been. There's gonna be a last time that you hold your baby. There's gonna be a last time that you say I love you to your partner. There's gonna be a last time, not as important, but that you play your favorite sport. I'm sure Kurt Warner, if you were here, could tell you about the last time he played a game of football. This barn for about 100 years was worked and it had its purpose and it had its uses. But when the time came, it's now just an empty shell, and it's been an empty shell for a while. So enjoy your loved ones, enjoy doing what you love, because time is not guaranteed. People always ask me, why do you tuck in your socks? It looks so silly. Stop. And I always tell them there's so many benefits. It keeps the wind out, keeps the snow out, it's styling, and if you step through some glass, like I did, it keeps your ankles safe. So it's a win-win-win. Hey, here's some cool history for you. This is a floorboard that I pulled off the hayloft. This was the side, the rough back, where the hay was laid. This is the back side. You can also notice that there are all these tiny little nails all throughout it. This is actually a reclaimed piece of lumber. When this barn was being built in the 30s, the farmer at the time must have had another building on site, or he must have went to another location and found some reclaimed lumber. This actually belonged on the roof of another barn. And what all these little nails are shingle nails. They took it down, they flipped it over, they said, hey, let's just use this side as a floorboard. That's pretty cool if you ask me. People have been reclaiming for a long time. We're not the first ones to do it. Today what we're doing is we're going to continue to remove the floorboards from the bottom of the barn. So it's going to be a messy job, but we should have a productive day. This goes on the keep pile. just thinking about how we're gonna finish a job once the floorboards are out. Probably need to spend some money to remove the roof, get a telehandler out here, which is basically just a big forklift, cut the roof into sections, just leave the rafters, go back with the chainsaw and cut those out. That'd be the ideal way. Unfortunately, we haven't been selling much wood, so if we do get a big sale, I'll probably spend the money and get a telehandler and a boom lift. If not, unfortunately, I'll probably have to remove as much as I can from the inside, brace it up. While I'm doing that, get the rest of the siding off, and then pull it down and just deal with the mess. 7 inches, 7.5. Oh, hey there. It's a little hard to be natural in front of the camera when my best buddy Elias isn't here. So what do? I just be awkward, and my wife says that I have an extremely fake laugh. And we just try to do our best out here. Let's go down to the river. Hey, let's go down to the river.
Why is your voice so high?
Hey, you, follow me down to the river. Let's go down to the river.
No.
You know what I'm thinking? Let's go down to the river, guys. Can we please just go to the river? When I was first coming to check out this barn, I had no idea who owned the barn. I just knew that I was meeting a guy named Gene out here. I noticed the road runs off right into a river. I stop and I get out of my car. I was about 1 minute late already, and I think, oh, darn it. Why didn't they tell me about the river? I'm looking at it and I'm like, can I make it through? So probably not, but this is a 100-foot barn and it looks pretty nice. And I've got a person waiting for me, so I'll be darned if I don't try. Creep into the river, pedal to the metal, hit the gas. My tires are spinning, the water's rising up to my door, and so I go shooting out of the river, thankfully. I pulled up to the barn, and Gene wasn't there yet. I see this work truck with a bumper ripped off of it, hauling down the ridge, barely stops for the river, slams right into it like he'd done it a million times, pulls up next to me, gets out, introduces himself. It's a guy I'm supposed to meet, Gene. Talk to him for a little bit, find out that he is Kurt Warner's dad. Had some great conversations with him just about UNI football, and he says he's got some work to do after about 30 minutes, hops back in his car, and as he's getting in his car, he opens the door and he turns around and he kind of has a smirk on his face. He says, hey, I noticed something. It's like, oh yeah, what's that? He says, I noticed you didn't let the river stop you. With like a twinkle in his eye and a smirk, he goes, that's what I like to see. Slams the door, whips around, goes right back through the river. It was almost like a test where if you couldn't make it past the river, you weren't worthy to take down his barn. But it is there. I mean, there's a good life lesson in there too. Don't let the river stop you, because just beyond the river could be your 100-foot barn. Thanks for coming out here, sister.
Yep, brother.
We love each other.
Yeah.
All right, we put a good day in at the barn. It's about 7 o'clock. Got a 2-hour drive, so I'm gonna head home. We're making progress. I've got basically that whole middle section of floors pulled up from the bottom. I gotta come back tomorrow, get the 2 side sections, which I think are gonna take half as long. And then once we have the floors pulled up, we'll go from there. All right, I'm back out at the barn, and we are removing the floorboards today, continuing to do that job. It's a messy job. It's a tough job, probably the toughest job that we'll do while we're here. And then burning some of the siding and different boards that fell off when we first came out here. Got a fire going, just trying to clean up so that when we are done with the dismantling, we have less material to burn. I want to show you guys why it's so important that you cover your outbuilding, your shed, your barn with good solid material if you want it to last. So as you can see, the rain is coming in from small holes in the roof. And this rain has been coming in for decades, more than likely. A farmer told me that as long as your barn has a good roof for its lifespan, it's gonna last you forever because they were built that well. You've just gotta take care of the roof. I'm in the truck for actually just one reason. I'm waiting out this scattered thunderstorm. Apparently it's supposed to be scattered thunderstorms today. The boom lift just got here, decided to get the boom lift because if I took the joists out without taking the roof down, it'd be very unsafe. And I'm no carpenter, I'm no expert in barn building, but it was clear that the barn already had a lean to it, and it was clear that the only thing keeping the barn from tipping over was the floor joist. Really praying right now that the Lord would just give me enough time to get the roof off. I've got the boom lift for 2 days. That's really the biggest thing in front of us right now that we need to get done before we can move on. Thankfully the rain let up and I was able to get up on the boom lift. Been up here for about 5 hours or so. The purlings look great. Most of them aren't rotted, and the rafters, they're all white oak, so they're really gonna be good and salvageable. The next 2 days, I think this is what I'll be consumed with. As you guys can see, the barn is coming down slowly but surely. This is the last day of the lift. It's a little stressful. I've got to get this roof off if I want to move forward with this project. So I haven't been filming very much, but we're making headway. All right, so today I've got T as a helper. Matthias, can you tell the people what you do?
For what?
How you know me?
Oh, I know Ezrah through both FCA and then just filming for the football team. He's been discipling me since my freshman year, and so just thought I should come out and help him.
Yep, we just got back from a long week in Minnesota for the July 4th, and now we're paying for it because it is hot.
Definitely working off that tan again, but having fun.
Are you though?
No.
T, what are we doing in the car?
Rejuvenating ourselves after almost dying in 100-degree heat.
We're literally running away from the heat because it's so hot. We've got a lot of the roof down already. We did that before the July 4th. So now we're coming back and we're cleaning up all the shingles and the purlings off the ground. And all that's left are the cedar shingles and the tar shingles. We're hoping to get both sides done today, but we'll see what happens. So a week ago when I left this place, I left feeling absolutely miserable. I rented out the boom lift and only gotten half the roof done and basically blew away all the money that we had left over. And the wood wasn't selling very well. So I was feeling really bad for myself on the way home. I gave my sister Ava a call. She could tell I was feeling bad for myself, and she said a word I hadn't heard in a long time. She said, "Ezra, what you're going through right now is just adversity." And when I was playing football, especially high school football, my coach, who I love dearly, Coach Lojak, he always talked about adversity and overcoming adversity and facing adversity head on. It's pretty easy to think about, oh, I gotta have grit, I've gotta be mentally tough, I've gotta just get through this, but that can feel hopeless. But when I put the situation that I was in financially, and when I put the situation I was in with the barn, leaving it for a week, not feeling good about the progress, and then thinking about that as instead of as the end of the world, but as adversity, that helped me overcome it. So I just really appreciated that from Ava. It was really uplifting and just really great. So. All right, we're heading up to the barn. This is day 2 with the helping hand. We got one whole side of the barn cleaned up, all the purlings and the shingles. Now we got to work on the other side and getting all that taken care of. I've been digging out the purlings, taking off the shingles off those, and then piling them up. We're gonna get this fire going, get some of this burned up so that we're just burning it bit by bit, not all at once. That'd be a pretty big fire. We're gonna load these purlins up and take them home to denail. Look at all these shingle nails that you gotta dig through. So I got a call from Gian earlier today, and he said that there was a storm a couple days ago that ended up blowing the barn over. So I'm heading up there right now. We're gonna see how bad the damage is. All right, so I'm at the barn. It looks like it just collapsed right on the hayloft level. Not really what I was hoping for, but we're gonna make it work. Those beams are really holding strong, and I figured they would. This is a diesel tank. Lord is really looking after us. Man, thank you, God. Could have been really bad. All right, first thing I'm doing while I'm here is basically just clearing out this one side with all the gray siding. I've got to get into that doorway right there. I've just got to get my hand in so I could pull out my ladder, get on top of the hayloft, remove the rest of the purlins, and then the shingles and all that, start removing the floorboards that I didn't get, and then we'll be down to the joists, and before you know it, we'll be done. So with the way it's going right now, I'm thinking that we might have saved time. We'll see though. All right, the only thing holding this part of the building up is that right there. It's creaking quite a bit. I have a feeling it's gonna fall pretty soon here. Right on my poor ladder. Dang it. This is the second ladder we've ruined. But there's no amp going in it right now. You can just hear it creaking. Wow. There it goes. Wow. And that side's still up. All right, so we had quite a bit of help today out here at the barn. T came with us. You've all seen T before, and then Jefferson, Chelsea's cousin, came out and helped us out. The roof collapsed right here. So the next step is basically going to be start the process over just with the next part of the barn. So we'll go and we'll get these shingles over here with our crowbars, and we'll get the purlins. And then we'll get the trusses, beautiful 2x6 trusses made of oak as well. This whole barn is oak except for the siding. It's just awesome material. So really pleased with our progress today. And I think we're gonna wrap this sucker up soon. It's amazing how much faster it goes with just even two guys out here helping. You got all these 2x6s. Got that whole pile, those beams, what's loaded up in my truck. So we're gonna head home, probably stop by the gas station. I've just continually been thinking about that frappe. I've just discovered frappes, so I'm excited to have my frappe and get these guys some Gatorade or something. All right, T, you've been out here a couple of days. Just tell me one thing that you've learned from taking down this old barn.
You only want to move material once.
It's a good lesson.
I'm Jefferson Roberts. I'm Chelsea's cousin.
Tell everyone what you want to do with your life. 16 years old. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about your future?
Probably not taking down barns. It was a nice day. Couldn't ask for a better day.
All right, there we go. All right, we're out at the barn right now, and it's just me and T. We've got a goal set in mind to basically remove all the purlins from one big section of the barn and then remove everything underneath it. We've got about 4 hours left. So we're gonna see if we can accomplish that goal. Purlins are coming up super easy. We're just able to get it at a way better angle now that it's down and on the ground. All right, Jefferson and I have had a really productive morning so far. We've been attacked by a few wasps and bees. We just discovered this really awesome antique bike underneath all the hay. It's a Huffy 10-speed. We don't know anything about it, but the seat is in really good condition. So we're gonna take it back and see if it's worth anything. Jefferson's gonna do some research on it when we get back.
So this one was too big for us to pick up on our own. So we're trying to push it along these circular posts and just roll it to where it needs to go.
All right, Jefferson and I got a lot of work done today. As you can see, we cleared out probably 3/4 of the barn. All we have left is that little chunk at the end. I think we've really killed it today. All right, all we've got left is this little section behind me that was used as the office for the farmer. I've been pulling at it with my 2-wheel drive work truck, and it's come slowly but surely. Burn day, baby. Getting after it with Colton and Matthias. Burning this huge pile behind us, just like we do everything, bit by bit. Ezra, what's going on over there?
Redneck firefighting.
First day working for 310 Timber Co.
Yep.
How was the experience?
You know, it's one of those hot summer days, but I feel like we got some production done. Feels good to have that kind of work done.
Yeah, you seem a little out of breath.
That's right. Yeah, I'm a little out of shape. I was in better shape about 10 months ago, but
Yeah. This is what it's all about. A cold, unadulterated, quick star, because in Iowa, we don't have quick trips, we have quick stars. Frappe. No whipped cream, no extra chocolate, no extra caramel, just your standard gas station frappe. This is what makes work so great. Good every time. All right, last day of burn day. Or I guess I should say last day of burning. This is the last little section that's burning. Got a hose on it, and she's coming good. One of the things that I think I've really taken away from this barn is just the power of teamwork. So Elias wasn't really able to come out at all, just because of circumstances with his life, with his newborn. For the first couple weeks, it was just me by myself, but Chelsea showed up. And when Chelsea came, she got some really good footage, and she was able to meet Gene and just kind of see this beautiful view behind me. And then later, my two sisters, Ava and Adeline, come. And Ava is just a fantastic videographer. And then Adeline helping just with small things like moving wood. And then you have Matthias show up. And Matthias was huge help. He was probably out here more than anyone else. And then you have Jefferson. He came out as a 16-year-old and just dominated. I'm probably forgetting someone, but just the amount of people that came out here and helped was incredible. And I wouldn't have been able to do this on my own. And it's a great feeling to be done. and that will be our 8th barn, I believe. So 8 barns in 2 summers. It's not too bad. All right, today we got the Ezrah clan here helping me load up. As you can see behind me, we've got everything burned. They're hard at work loading up the trailer. We got a U-Haul. You just gotta be creative when you don't got a 4-wheel drive truck that can haul a big old trailer. All right, we're officially done with the Warner barn. Feels really good. This was my summer project. A lot of learning experiences. So much freaking help though. My dad, my mom, my siblings, my friends, brothers, sisters in Christ, Gene, his people. Like, this was just a total team effort. I wish I could have coordinated it so that I was out here when Gene was out here. It just didn't work out that way for the final day. But I'm gonna shoot him a text message, just thank him for his incredible hospitality and just giving us, to UNI football alum, an opportunity to take down Kurt Warner's barn. Just an incredible privilege, something that I'll honestly remember for the rest of my life and be able to tell Bubba and whatever other kids Chelsea and I end up having about. So I just feel a lot of gratefulness in my heart. God really watched over this project and saw it through to the end.